Hello, and welcome back. It has been a minute, or I don't know when my last video was posted, and I don't know the calculations for the exact amount of minutes, but that would be cringe anyways, as is this. So, I have never done a voiceover before, so, yeah, here we are. This was recorded probably back in January, because that was when I was obsessed with Tombstone. So like January, February. It is 1:51 a.m. on October 16th. So to say I procrastinated this would be a bit of an understatement. I have another video to post that I filmed in April that, once again, is not posted. I have finished my sketchbook since you last saw me, or I last saw you, and I am almost halfway done with my next one. So, yeah, I apologize. I really don't know what to say other than that. I mean, like, I have stuff to talk about, but as far as this part of the video, yeah, fuck it, let's move on. I, in the video, am obviously, or maybe not so obviously, depending, am drawing Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday from the movie Tombstone from 1993. Excellent movie, you should watch it. I do have one complaint with my drawing. It's his face. I messed it up. I think I started it sometime around like 2 a.m. or whatever, so that might be why. I don't remember though. What is that line? Yeah, otherwise I don't mind it. It was mostly like a coloring practice or render practice for me. So, you know, it's whatever. It's not bad or anything. It's just like his face is slightly off and it bothers me personally. But as the world turns, time marches on. I ain't gonna lie, I drew so much Doc Holliday at the beginning of the year. A lot traditional. I drew him on Roblox. Isn't that crazy? Like, people on Roblox don't know who Val Kilmer is, and sure the fuck don't know who Doc Holliday is. But I drew him, and I had fun. Yeah, I have a short posted of me drawing him, but I never really talked about it. I mean, it's a short, it's not really meant to be talked about, but like, I don't know. I usually have to like over-explain why I'm doing the things that I do. Like, why was I drawing Doc Holliday? Who is this? Don't you like Bleach? I love Bleach. I decided randomly one day to watch Tombstone in January, I think. And that shit grabbed a hold of me like flex tape. And like, I rented it on YouTube. And I'm like, wait, this is super good. And I like watched it like 4 more times before the rent period was up. And then like a couple hours after the rent period was up, I was like pacing around my house. I'm like, no, I have to buy it. So I bought it, and now I own it on YouTube. And Doc was easily my favorite in this film. And thus starting my Val Kilmer hyperfixation as well. And so I was drawing Doc a lot, like a ton. I could do a video of like just Doc Holliday drawings, honestly. And I made a poster of the show or the movie from my room, like a poster-sized poster with just Prismacolor pencils. I think that took me a week, but I had fun doing it. I do that when I go crazy for something, because I don't absorb media like a normal person. My drawings for Bleach will attest to that. Like, I drew the other people from the show or the movie as well. Like, I drew Wyatt a couple, like, twice. Yeah, and then I'm like, I gotta watch other Val Kilmer movies, and sometimes, like, using certain websites just piss me off, so I can't be bothered to do it. And, like, so if it wasn't on, like, Netflix or Hulu, I really couldn't be bothered, because that's all my dad and I have, because we don't care about any other platforms. Honestly, I don't use them that much anyways. Like, every now and then, if I'm, like, super bored, I might go on there and check, like, what's on here? Nothing? Okay, back to YouTube, back to Spotify, you know, even though Spotify is kind of shit now, but, and then, one day, I was, like, walking down the stairs because I was going to draw, per usual, and my dad was on the couch, and he opened Netflix, and I saw the movie Heat from 1995 with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, and I'm like, oh, that's one of the movies Val's in, so I watched it, and then that became my obsession, as well as Al Pacino. So then I was watching a bunch of Al Pacino films, and I swear I watched, like, my dad didn't know that I watched Tombstone as much as I did, but, like, every time he would come home from work for the next 2 weeks, I would be watching the movie Heat, and I was, like, showing my friends the movie Heat, and he's like, what is it with you in this movie? I'm like, I don't know, the voices! So, yeah, and that's off of Netflix now, and I'm really upset, and I'm probably gonna buy that on YouTube as well. Eventually, perchance, mayhaps. I didn't draw as much for that movie as I did for Tombstone, because I was absorbing that movie, because that movie is not, like, Tombstone is based off of real events. Heat, I don't think is. So I was absorbing content in another way. And, yeah, that became my Al Pacino era. And I was, like, at the store, like, at the grocery store with my friend one day, and every time we go, we have to look at the books, obviously, and Al Pacino's memoir was there, and I told myself I wasn't gonna buy anything. Snatched that shit up right away. I haven't read it yet, but there's a lot of books on my shelf that I haven't read. And I do have to buy Val's, but I haven't come across it. And then Heat also has a book. So there's two, except one is a movie and the second one is a book, which is weird, but I guess my friend sent me something the other day that they're making the second one, or the book, into a movie. But, like, I have very high expectations, and it's, like, been 30 years, so, and Val is gone, so, yeah, that day destroyed me, by the way, when he died. I woke, and it was, like, April Fool's, too, and, like, somebody sent me something, I'm like, this has to be a lie, and then I looked it up, and it was true. Terrible. So obviously I drew him that day, but, and you will see that in my sketchbook tour when I film that. That is not the video I was talking about, by the way. That video is different. I also have my sketchbook open in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, does it look bad? No, it's the angle that I'm sitting. So I was drawing it in a different chair earlier, where I had a better angle to look at it, but now I'm sitting in a different chair, and I've drawn things in this chair that the angle makes it look really bad. When I, like, actually look at the drawing from a normal view, it looks bad, but sitting in the chair, beautiful. So I'm, like, hyper aware of this. I need a new chair. Story time on that, probably further in. It's a long video. Yeah, going back to Heat and Al Pacino. So then I watched I think I watched And Justice for All next, from 1979 with Al Pacino. Excellent movie. Top 5. And my dad is like, what are you watching? I'm like, And Justice for All. He's like, the Metallica album? I'm like, hey, excellent album. But no, the movie, and he didn't hear about it, so I'm like, haha, you're a poser from your own generation. Obviously not, but like, anyways, great movie, highly recommend. I don't think it's on anything, but you should watch it anyways. Hint. And then I watched Scarface. I think initially, like, the movie I think was supposed to be unsettling, or in a way, kind of, sort of, maybe, perchance. And I was like, it was a good movie. I just like, oh, it's probably, like, not my type of movie. No, I find myself missing it. I think it's on Hulu right now. That's a good movie. It might not be everyone's type of movie, but, like, it's a good movie. And then I watched, Carlito's Way. That was a good movie. I was gonna draw him from that too, but I never got around to it. And then I also found myself liking Robert De Niro, so Goodfellas was on Netflix. So I watched that. That was good. I was gonna watch it again, but they took it off, so anyways. And then I started watching Dog Day Afternoon, but my iPad decided to shoot me in the face that day, so I like got 30 minutes in, and then it was like buffering every 2 seconds, so I'm like, I guess I'll just watch it another day. I haven't. I will, but I haven't. Also the day I watched Scarface, I also watched Real Genius with Val Kilmer. That was a good movie. That one was more comedic than the rest, which are like mostly mob movies. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm talking about Al Pacino and Robert De Niro, so naturally I have to watch The Godfather. Is there a book on it? And there is. So I bought the book and I've read it. And his writing style is weird. I forget the name of the guy who wrote it. Mario something, I think. Yeah, his writing style is a bit questionable. There's like 3 chapters on Sonny's plumbing, you could say. I like how I'll say fuck, but I won't say like I don't know what's appropriate for YouTube. Yeah, I haven't watched the movie yet, but I read the book. It was a good story. I'm excited to watch the movie, but I just haven't got around to it. Yeah, and I didn't draw that much from Heat specifically, but I did draw quite a bit of Al Pacino. And then I forgot that movies were a thing for a while, as people do, you know. I haven't watched anime in like a year. How do I tell you? Oh, actually, that's not true. I started rewatching Bleach again. Shocker, everyone's surprised. Yeah, I haven't really been watching any movies since then. Also, like in May, I went to Sonic Temple, and I got to see. I went all 4 days. I didn't go on the field. I was Stadium General, which is fine. Like, I got good seats for everything, except for Alice Cooper. I didn't, but that low-key wasn't my fault. I don't know if she'll ever look up my YouTube account, but I low-key am blaming my friend because she, I don't think she listens to Alice Cooper, but like, we planned out the night before what time we were going to leave to get there, because his show wasn't until later in the day, and we didn't really want to see anything beforehand. Like, there's 3 of us. It was her, me, and her friend. And he wanted to see Alice Cooper too, and he made it seem like it wasn't a huge deal if he missed it. And yeah, it wasn't my number 1 choice of the day or of the entire weekend, but I wanted to see. And I'm like, okay, it's this time, are you guys ready? She's like, wait, I have to go here to get my clothes. I'm like, brother, it's like 3 o'clock, you had all day to go there and get your clothes. What do you mean you're doing it now? And yeah, and then that made us late, and then parking, yeah, so I heard the last 2 songs. I'm glad I got to see what I saw, but I'm still mildly upset about it. And yeah, anyways, so the first day, God, I don't even know. But the headliners were Korn, Metallica, Linkin Park, and then Metallica again, no repeats. And obviously I was mostly going for Metallica, but I got to see all the others, and I became a fan of Silly Goose. My friend's friend wanted to see them, and that was the first set we saw for the entire weekend, and they did an after party at a bar in downtown on the second day, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I like them, and they had an excellent stage presence. They're kind of like Gen Z Limp Bizkit in a way. If you like Limp Bizkit, you should listen to them. And I'm going to see them in December as well. Because, they're still very small. They don't even have 100,000 listeners on Spotify yet. So, you can go see them for $15 if they're coming to you. And they are, so, yeah. I also saw 3 Days Grace, and I saw Set It Off, and they played Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, and when I was 12, there was this one Gravity Falls animatic that I was obsessed with, so I have to go see Set It Off. 12-year-old me would be shitting her pants right now. I have to go see it. Yeah, and they were pretty good too. I don't know how he was wearing what he was wearing. It was 80 degrees out. There's no way. Also, I popped off every single day, obviously. Oh my god, who else do we see? I low-key am just focusing on Metallica. Because, obviously, man, I love Metallica so much. Sonic Temple. Okay, Thursday, we saw we didn't really see them. Silly Goose, Boundaries, Alien Ant Farm, 3 Days Grace, Poppy, yeah, we saw Poppy. We didn't see the whole set because we were just running to see before Bad Omens started. And I never really listened to Poppy, but I'm yo, this shit fire. And one of my OCs is a musician, and I'm wait, this is low-key something she'd listen to, so I started listening to Poppy. I'm gonna piss people off if anyone here listens to them. I don't really care for Bad Omens. Also, it started getting freezing cold, and I was just super cunty with I was low-key not wearing much, and it was getting really cold, so I was trying to focus on the music to not be cold, but I don't really even like Bad Omens that much. I don't listen to them that much. They put on a good show. I don't know. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really educate myself on quote-unquote metal subgenres. If it's metal, it's metal. There's some things that are oh, that's obviously thrash metal, and that's obviously new metal, whatever. Is industrial metal a thing, and would Bad Omens be considered it? I don't know, but it's not really me. I don't really like Sleep Token either. There's 2 songs I listen to for Sleep Token. I haven't really given Bad Omens a chance, so maybe I should listen to them through headphones and see if I like them better. I don't know. Anyways, and then we saw Korn. Excellent. I love Korn. Friday, yeah, Alice Cooper. Then we saw Rob Zombie and Metallica. Rob Zombie, we sat pretty high up, so we didn't really get that great of a seat, but I really just wanted to hear him live, even though Rob Zombie is somebody I would say who puts on a great show, but the audio quality is better in the headphones. the Metallica, and then we went to a bar downtown for the Silly Goose after party. And on Saturday, her friend wanted to see I Set My Friends on Fire. Interesting. Set it off. Escape the Fate. I don't remember seeing Framing Harley, but we saw them. And of Mice and Men, I think that was the one that there were some people like shoving you in the crowd, not like a mosh pit, like they were like so eager to get to the mosh pit they didn't give a shit about you. And like it's a metal concert, it's to be expected, but like damn, what the fuck. Devil Wears Prada, I don't really listen to them, but they were pretty good. Like we were kind of there waiting for Crossfade to start because they were going to start on the stage next to them. And so we were just kind of like chilling and like, yo, this shit kind of fire. Like, yeah. So yeah, then we saw Crossfade and Silverstein and then Linkin Park. And I think Linkin Park was the one where the stands were the most full out of anyone there. People wanted to see Linkin Park, which I get. And then on the last day, we saw The Plot in You. I don't know why I wrote that one down. We didn't really see them. We were in the line for Italian Ice, not at the set, so I don't know why I wrote it down. Then we saw Asking Alexandria. We went like really close up front, directly where the crowd surfers go. And like we couldn't even like listen to the music because every 5 seconds it was like heads up, and it was like a ton of people crowd surfing, and the people around me like were low-key not paying attention. And so it was like me and like 2 people holding these people up, and I'm like, brother, I've never done this before. This was my second concert of my entire life, and my first one was all the way in the nosebleeds of a Fall Out Boy concert in April of 2024. I'm almost 23 and like I'm getting into concerts now. I didn't know what to do. So yeah, anyways, then we saw Chevelle, even though I wasn't really like my period was supposed to start that weekend, and I don't really listen to that much of Chevelle. And so I'm like, hey, I'll meet you guys. I'm gonna go adjust my hair in the bathroom. Because I was like, oh my god, I feel like it started. No, it was 80 degrees out, so sorry, that might have been too much. Anyways, and we're waiting for Metallica to start. And so we were just kind of vibing with the Beartooth set. It was supposed to be Alice in Chains. I swear I cannot talk. But I guess their drummer or someone was sick, so they couldn't make it. Beartooth really came in clutch for that one. But yeah, anyways, it was really fun. I miss it. I wish I could go back. I still think about it, and it was in May. Yeah. And then afterwards, it was like 2 a.m. on Sunday night. And their friend wanted to hang out. I'm like, oh my god, it's 2 a.m. You have to be shitting my dick right now. And so like, hey Maya, do you care? I'm like, oh, whatever. I mean, I'm not the one driving, so... Like, well, let's go to Sheetz. Sheetz is a gas station by my house. And I think people compare it to Wawa. I don't know how you say it, but that one. And Buc-ee's, people compare it to Buc-ee's. I've never been to a Buc-ee's. I don't know. It was like 2 a.m. So we went there, and I'd never been there before. And we got food. It was pretty good, but I was tired, so I didn't like eat that much. I was like, had my head down on my iced tea. And yeah. And then they're like, hey, are you okay? I'm like, brother, I'm exhausted as shit right now. And y'all yapping about drama that I don't care about. I want to go to bed. So, yeah, they continued to yap, and then eventually I went home. and I let her friend and her come into my house, obviously, to meet my dog, because he had a boxer too. It's kind of really weird because, like, when we first met, it was the night before the concert started, and we went out for ice cream, and she's like, oh, that looks good. Oh, you can't have it because it's got chocolate in it. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't have it because it's probably got nuts in it. And she's like, oh yeah, you guys both have allergies. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And then we were like sitting there, and I made a comment, or somebody made a comment, and one of us was like, yeah, parent A is dead. She's like, oh yeah, you guys have a dead parent. I'm like, oh my god, which one is yours? He's like, yeah, it's my dad. I'm like, oh my god, mine's my mom. How did your dad die? He's like, I forget what he said. I think he said cancer. And I'm like, oh my god, me too. What kind of cancer? And then I'm like, yeah, I can drive one of these days. I mean, we all drove at least one of the days. I'm like, yeah, I can drive tomorrow, or whatever day it was, if you are okay with a rambunctious ass boxer dog in the back seat. He's like, a boxer? And my friend, she's like, oh my god, yeah, you both have boxers. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? The hell kind of simulation bullshit is this? And yeah, and she's like, oh yeah, you guys both really like Metallica. Like, it just kept constantly going, oh yeah, you guys both XYZ. What the fuck? Anyways, yeah, and then, speaking of my boxer, he is still very young, and when I moved back here to live with my dad, because I was living with my grandma after I graduated high school, but she lived in, like, the smallest small town. Like, the entire county had 200 people in it. And it was, like, way up north, where there's, like, 17 deer in the backyard. And so you can imagine what kind of people are up there. And anytime I rubbed my eye or something and I'd go into work the next day, like, somebody would know about it. That's how crazy it was. And I'm like, I cannot deal with this lack of privacy. And also, it was my uncle's house, so people would come up there, like, for 4th of July to go water skiing and whatnot, and fishing and whatever the hell. And they'd come up with, like, 20 people in this cabin. And my grandma and I would have to, like, completely revamp our lives for 5 days. Like, I cannot do that. And I'm like, the rent was cheap. I had to pay rent, and it was very cheap. And the job that I was working at treated me very well. I'm like, I can't do this. Also, there's, like, no opportunity up there. So I'm like, I need to leave. I need to go back to where I lived, but without the d, and because I don't know, I have a weird situation. So then I'm like, I called my dad. I'm like, yo, if I came back and I started working down there, would you be cool with it? He's like, yeah, I don't care, I'll help you find a well-paying job down here. I'm like, alright, type shit. He didn't. So I came back, and I'm here again. Since I think it's better because I'm not in school now. Like, I was, like, really stressed, and I feel like that was contributing a lot to my problems. And it was something my dad really cared about, and that contributed to my problems, and on top of the ones I had already had. So that was probably why I left. Also, like, my dad was not a good help teaching me to drive. I know, like, he was trying his best, and, like, he even said, like, it's how when you teach someone to play cards, it's frustrating because you already know how to do it, and I get it, but oh my god, my dad has, like, no emotional intelligence, so my grandma taught me to drive. It's fine though, I can drive now, and, like, it's second nature to me. Type shit. See, this is what I mean, over-explaining shit. Yeah, so then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a job after this convention, which was in, like, a couple weeks, because I it just doesn't sit right with me to, hey, I'm gonna start working here, but I need to be request off in less than a month from my start date. Like, that just feels like unprofessional to me, which like it's not, but I just have really high expectations for myself. I feel like this sounds really insulting to people watching. I'm sorry. I don't mean it like in a malicious way. Oh my god. Anyways, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get one after the convention because I won't have anything going on. And he's like, let's get a dog. I'm like, shit, okay. It's gonna put a hold on me getting a job though. He's like, well, yeah, you have to stay home and take care of it because it's like just me and my dad. And I'm like, okay, so as long as we're on the same page. He's like, yeah. So we get a dog. Not too long after we get a dog, how come we don't have a job? Girl, he's still pissing in the house. What do you mean? And like, we don't want our dogs to like be sitting in the crate all day. There's nothing objectively wrong with that if you do it right, but we don't want to do that, so we didn't train him like that. And then my grandma's like, I'm gonna come visit. I'm like, okay, I'm sure it's just gonna be for like I was gonna apply, and she's like, I'm gonna come visit. I'm like, okay, sure, it's just gonna be for like a week or two. That's fine, I'll get a job when you leave so that I can like, you know, show you around. She stays for a month, and I'm like, okay, well, after the month, like, you're on your own. I'm gonna apply and try to, because people around here are hiring and I need to get a job. She's like, yeah, good for you. She stays another month, and I applied and I got rejected. Big shocker, because I applied online. But I'm sure if I went in person, they'd be like, yeah, you have to apply online. But if you're just gonna use some stupid ass bot to apply online, like, I'm sorry, if you don't respect you need people and you don't respect the people that want to work for you before they even work for you, you can go fuck yourself. Like, so then I started going on Indeed. The hatred that I have for Indeed, brother. Nobody answers nothing. The only people that actually like reach out to you are pyramid schemes. I'm not trying to do that. So then one day I'm like making pasta or whatever. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna apply to a place down the road, and this restaurant that I don't really like their food, but I like the fast-paced environment, so yeah, I'm gonna apply to work there. That place didn't respond, but the place down the road did. Like, that night they sent me an email, hey, can you fill out this not a survey, this assessment. And it was like a describing yourself type assessment, like 1 to 5 is you agree, 1 you disagree type shit. And so I did that, and the next day I was hanging out with my friend, and they called me, and they're like, hey, can you come in for an interview? I'm like, yeah, when? And the next day, so the next day I go in for an interview, and they're like, okay, there's 2 other people here that you'll probably have to interview with one of them, if not both. And I'm like, okay. So then I have an interview later in the week with the other person. They're like, yeah, you sound like a good candidate. We'll let you know by this date. And they didn't. And I'm like, damn, I guess I didn't get it. And I was telling my dad about it. He's like, well, you can call them and see if... I'm like, yeah, okay. It was like late by that time. It was like 8 o'clock or something. And I didn't want to bother them. So I called them the next day. And they're like, hey, can you call us back when our lunch rush isn't over? I don't know why I included that. That's not even important. I'm like, yeah, okay. So then I called them back later, and the person that I had my first interview with picked up and like, yeah, I was gonna call you to see if you still want the position. I'm like, yes, give me. And so then, yeah, and I'm like, I can't start until after June 3rd. And they're like, yeah, one of our employees is going to a concert on that day. Is that why? I'm like, it might be. They're like, okay, well, yeah, enjoy the concert. We'll see you the next day. I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh, this might be good, honestly. And then I went to see Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens, and it was really good. And I didn't get home until like 4 in the morning. I'm like, I'm supposed to start my job tomorrow, but it's second shift at least, not first shift. I'd be dead otherwise. And they had me sit on the computer all day and do like watching training videos, and my eyes were burning. And I had to like, you know how on like first days of your job you have to like confirm you are who you are or something, you have to like type in your license number. I forgot my wallet at home. I had never forgotten my wallet in my entire life, and I forgot my wallet that day. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna fire me. This is already a terrible first impression. Now I'm gonna get fired. No, it wasn't a big deal. It's okay. It's okay. So then I'm like, yeah, I want as many hours as possible, because like, what else am I doing? And so they do that. And I was part-time, but I ended up being like full-time, and like, yeah, I was full-time on like 2 weeks. I'm like, type shit, yay. And then it was like I'd been there for 2 months, and I'm just like doing stuff, you know. And one of my managers comes up to me and she's like, hey, do you want to run the shift today and learn stuff about being like in management? I'm like, girl, I've been here for 2 months. Yeah, do it. Let's do it. Like, okay. And then I got promoted, so I'm a supervisor now. Yay. 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 And I like my schedule. I mean, I don't have a set schedule yet because I'm still being trained as a supervisor. But when I wasn't a supervisor, I was doing 5 10-hour shifts, and I would often be the person that they called to like cover shifts or stay late, and I would always say yes, because again, what else am I doing? But then like I wasn't drawing for a while or reading because I was at work, and my dog was starting to feel neglected because I was at work all the time. And like my neighbor was coming over to watch him, and I think it was also allergies, but he was chewing the shit out of his paws and like rubbing the fur around his eyes. And he had bumps on his head, and like, yeah, I think like part of it was allergies, but I think part of it was anxiety too. And then when I took him up north, because I took a couple days off in August to go back to where I was living after high school, and I took him with me, and he was doing so good. His paws were looking better, and then I went back to work, and he started chewing his paws again. I'm like, oh no, baby. Then I got promoted, and I work 4 10-hour shifts, and I have 3 days off in the week to be with him and draw and read and crochet and all the shit that I do, and like make sure that the house is in order and go to the gym. I haven't gone to the gym for a while, but it's fine. And so I really like it. And I'm somebody who, like, after I get comfortable doing something, I will get bored of it super fast. And I can adapt and get comfortable with stuff really fast. So before I was a supervisor, like, it only took me like 2 weeks or so. Maybe like 2.5, 3 weeks, and that includes the training, to get comfortable and like be confident in the things that I was doing. And I was like, after like the first month, I realized like it wasn't fun anymore. I was getting so bored, and I get to learn more stuff, and I'm like, yay, it's not boring. And my friend there, who is a supervisor and also helped me like adapt. I wasn't friends with him before I started, but because I didn't know this guy existed, but like I started there, and he and I became pretty close pretty fast. I feel like it, but like I don't have social cues, so and he's like, yeah, you know, and he and I are pretty similar in our work ethic, and he told me that. He's like, yeah, you're gonna get bored within 6 months. Like, 6 months, bitch, try 2 weeks. Like, what do you mean? And, like, yeah, I know I will. But hey, there's only more room to grow then, right? More stuff to learn. Yeah. So yeah. This past couple weeks, I have been covering for people on third shift. So my sleep schedule is all sorts of fucked. And like, we have a specific amount of overtime that we can use. And because I've been covering for people, I have overtime. So now my schedule is fucked. The shift I was supposed to work tomorrow, completely different. And then like, okay, and then we can like push your hours on this day to make up for those hours. I'm like, brother, okay, you know what? I don't really want to work. Like, there's some days where like the energy is different than others days. And I don't like those days. I mean, whatever, it doesn't change the fact that I have to be there. I'm gonna be there, but I'm just gonna be like not as enthusiastic about being there as opposed to, I don't know, another day. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know. But since I started working there, like, before I started working there, I cooked quite a bit, like, for my dad and I, but I ain't doing that shit. I hate cooking. I hate it so much. Any form of cooking, baking, cooking, whatever. I don't like doing it. So I'm like, before I got promoted, if I had 1 day a week that I had off because I was picking up other shifts, I ain't gonna use it to cook. You have to be shitting my dick to think I'm gonna do that. Like, what? Hello? But now that I'm promoted and I have 3 days off, I'm telling myself, hey, I will use at least one of those to cook a meal. I've done that once. I've done it once. Yeah. I will get in the groove. I'm still new to having this schedule, like, and my schedule isn't, like, confirmed yet. I just know that they give me 3 days off, yeah, but, like, after I'm trained, they'll, like, make a schedule for me that will be that way, like, every week. So, and they'll ask me, I'm using another person that was recently promoted as reference, because she said, yeah, when they made my schedule, they asked me if I want all my days off to be consecutive. And I'm like, yeah, okay, so they're gonna ask me that too. Likely. I hope, please. But also I might be switching to third shift, depending on stuff. But I've been covering for third shift recently, and I kind of really like it. Like, I know a lot of people think that it's like a hard shift, and it is if you're not used to that sleep schedule, but like, my sleep schedule has been fucked up since I was 9, so hey, I'm already there. And like, a lot of people aren't awake at those hours, and it's a lot of like cleaning and tedious shit. I love doing tedious shit. Not everybody does. I love it. I will sweep behind every unit. I will sweep the ceiling should I have to. Give me the tedious shit. I want it. So yeah. I think, like, when I was recording this video, I made a post-it note of, like, talking points. That was then. This is now. Not only do I not know where the hell that is, or what was on it, is that stuff even relevant anymore? Like, hello? There is some stuff that I want to talk about. Like, it's crawling in my head to talk about it, but I can't talk about it. Because what if somebody finds this? Like, I know I only have, like, I think 27 subscribers or something. But what if somebody I know finds it? And I talk about them, and they figure something out. I can't be caught lacking. So, I'm not gonna talk about it. yeah, let's see. I know there's like, oh, I could talk about that. So my dad does eBay and reselling and stuff. And this house, I don't know how he knows these people. Maybe through his work or something, I don't remember. They were gonna like auction a bunch of stuff off because I guess something happened, I don't know. And my dad walks in there and he's like, no, shit, I'll buy it all. He's like, okay. So he gives him like, I mean, they accepted it, but like, it's worth a lot more than what he gave them. I mean, like, everyone was okay with it. Everyone was like, hey, this works. This is good. I accept this. Thanks. Pleasure doing business with you. I can't talk. But yeah, you know, everyone was cool with it. And my dad comes home one day, or he calls me, and I'm hanging out with my friend. He calls me. He's like, I just got this great fucking score. You're not gonna believe it. You're gonna be so impressed. And like, he said that to me before, and it's usually like some stupid thing I could not be less bothered to care about. Like, but he came home with a bunch of boxes, and he starts pulling shit out, and he's like, and I'm just like standing there like, yeah, this is nonsense, alright. And he's like, there's a Metallica shirt. I'm like, what? He did like a double take, and I like ran over, and he just started pulling out Metallica shirt after Metallica shirt after Metallica shirt, and he's like, this isn't even like a fraction of it. I have to like get a U-Haul and bring the stuff to our house. I'm like real shit, real talk. And in the end, it ended up being like 2 20-foot U-Haul trucks. Okay. And like, there was other stuff in there too. There was the stuff that they auctioned off was like collector shit. Like, there was NASCAR, there was hockey, Star Wars, whatever. I don't care about any of that. But the Metallica stuff, damn, bro, I got so much Metallica shit out of that. I didn't have to pay a dime. My dad paid the money, and he already sold enough stuff to get it back. Like, I got albums. I have, I think, like 2 or 3 signed things. I have over 200 shirts. I counted the other day, but like I had some in the laundry, so I didn't count those. And I had to buy 2 bookshelves to display all the stuff on. Like, I've got Metallica Vans, I've got Metallica Converse. Like, brother, and like there's some other bands in there too, like Korn and like a little bit of Ozzy. Like, it was like a couple CDs of those and stuff, but like Metallica, my brother, incredible. Oh, and Linkin Park, there was like, I have a whole section of a shelf dedicated to Linkin Park because I had enough for that. So yeah, I got that. Hooray, yippee. Type shit. Let's see, what else? Let's see, a lot of that I can't talk about, because like, what if somebody sees this? Like, I want people to see, but like also yeah, okay. Pretty much should have said I can't talk about it, so we're just gonna pretend it doesn't exist for now. Oh my god, I'm almost done with the video. Okay, well, I guess not. I guess I'll talk about it in the other video that I make when I have that one filmed too. I just have to do the voiceover. And cut out the parts that I don't want. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Do you think I still got like a minute left? I low-key didn't think I was gonna be able to yap through this entire thing, but I did. Hooray. I don't know, I'm low-key awkward as shit still, but you know what? We ball. Yeah. I had an idea of something to say while this was going, but I don't anymore. Yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm sorry that, like, I haven't posted in low-key almost a year. I have stuff. I do. I just have other stuff that takes priority, I guess. Yeah, go watch Tombstone and Heat and all the other movies I recommended. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye.